You've been listening to Live from the Heartland, and you're going to listen to more Live from the Heartland. Rather than take a musical break, I'm going to bring our next guest up right away because we have an action-packed show. My name is Michael James, and I am the host for this morning's edition of Live from the Heartland Radio. We're brought to you every Saturday morning on Loyola University's community radio station, WLUW 88.7. And you can always listen to us anywhere in the world that you may be by going to www.wluw.org, and then you hit the Listen Live. All right, well, last week we had a young woman show up who thought she was going to be on the show last week, and that was a full show that Katie Hogan, one of the other co-hosts, was hosting. And so we had a little chat. We talked about seeds. We talked about the environment. Her name is Julie Peterson. Peterson. I've got this spelled it wrong everywhere. Should we work this out? Peterson. It's Julie Peterson. And Julie is working with a group called Beyond Today. It's an organization of Chicagoans who want to do more about the environment and social justice. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Now, you did everything. You showed up, but you didn't bring the package of seeds.
I didn't, but what I've got with me is virtual seeds.
Tell me all about the virtual seeds.
I'd like to. So these seeds were picked in the native gardens at Waters Elementary School, and also along the riverbank between Montrose and Irving Park. And I made a nice little box to give to Michael and to Katie as a gift for the Heartland. And of course, I left it at home. But before I did,
that means we get to see you again.
I took a photo and I put it on the website. So you can go to the website and see the virtual box of seeds that I'm now giving to Michael.
And what is that website?
It's
I accept these with much gratitude.
beyondtoday.org.
And I will sow these seeds throughout the land of Northside Chicago.
Wonderful. So yeah, it's beyondtoday.org, and I wanted to show you these seeds. If you take a look at them, they're really quite beautiful, and they're unprocessed, meaning that the actual dried flowers are still there. And these are really special seeds because they're the seeds that were here in Chicago as part of the native ecosystem thousands of years ago, before the time of lawn sprinklers, before the time of mowers. These are the seeds that the birds and butterflies look for when they come through Chicago, and they're actually incredibly rare. Some of them are endangered and threatened. It's funny because we often think of like...
And these are in my virtual box?
They're in your virtual box right now. So at any rate, this is one of the things that's special about what environmentalists do all over the world, actually, but particularly in Chicago, is this restoration movement of identifying these ancient seeds and the ones that are threatened and protecting them from invasive species like garlic mustard and so on. So this is something that we do in Beyond Today. So I'll tell you a little bit about Beyond Today.
Yeah, because okay. I drive by... I've probably said it on the show before. In my older age here, I soak my bones at the Paradise. It's a Korean bathhouse over there at Montrose and Richmond. And sometimes I'll cut down Sunnyside, and I go by a place called Waters School, and just west of Western Avenue. And there's always a glorious garden. I say, well, what is with this school, with this great big garden? And it's cool to look at, and I didn't know much about it until I talked to you last week. So it's impressive. And tell us all about that and the rest of the work that Beyond Today does.
Okay, well, let's see. Beyond Today is basically kind of an all-purpose group for Chicagoans that want to do more for the environment, social justice, and peace. And one thing that's special about our group is that we actually formed from people that work along the riverbank, restoring the native ecosystem there, and also at Waters School in that garden. And that's an organic community garden and school garden. And Pete Leckie is the ecology director there. But man, there's a community of people that have been working on this garden for, 10 years or something like that. And it is absolutely beautiful. And at Waters School, there's a really incredible renovation project going on that's an environmental renovation where they remove the asphalt. And the reason for that is to divert the rainwater away from the sewer, where it used to just mix with the sewage and then overflow straight into the river, polluting the river. And now it's percolating into the ground, and we're getting just a lot of more environmental kind of things going on there. So if you go to the website, you can see some of the videos that we've been making, documenting the environmental environmental project, what's going right, what's going wrong, difficulties. We have a little problem with synthetic turf that got kind of injected in the middle of the project, not necessarily the most environmental thing. So yeah, water school is incredibly special. So a lot of elementary schools are putting in native gardens now, and it's a really special thing. Some of the kids in the schools have never even seen a deer before, and now we have like red-tailed hawks visiting. There's a video of a red-tailed hawk eating a rabbit, and all the kids watching. It's pretty gruesome, actually. It is. It's a little disturbing.
Red-tailed hawk. I've seen a Cooper hawk. I think it was a Cooper hawk in my backyard snatch a bird off of the bird feeder.
Yeah.
Let me just ask you briefly, because when I'm heading out that way, I go over the river, and I actually have canoed down that river.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I didn't ever want to do was to fall in that river. And most recently, my son was with some of his cohorts, my youngest son, and he was out on a branch, and he did fall into the river. And I'm just wondering how the river cleanup project is going in that area.
Well, the river is just so much cleaner than it used to be. I mean, now you can go sit along the riverbank and imagine that you're out in the country.
Put your toes in the water?
You could, but it isn't that clean yet.
Yeah.
And so that's part of it, is that we really need a community of people that advocate for that, because the government right now is deciding how much money to put into improving the treatment of the sewage to reduce the pollution that goes in the river. So it's a continuing battle. But yeah, the river used to be totally dead. There were no alive fish in it in the 70s, and now there's over 72 species of fish. Yeah, so, but I wouldn't...
Even 10 years ago, I saw fish jumping in that river.
Yeah, oh, it's wonderful.
So let me ask you, Julie Peterson, when you say other schools are developing native gardens, and I'm wondering, given the exemplary example that Water School has with a garden there, are you, with Beyond Today, going to other schools and helping with these projects, or is this just something that's sprouting up all over?
I think it's just sprouting up all over. The only thing that we've done to help other people, I think, is offer these seeds. And so, part of the work that we do with the students in the community is gathering the seeds and then maintaining a seed bank and just giving away the seeds. So that's something that we try to do.
That's your main
people.
project, is the seeds?
Well, the thing is, our group is kind of an all-purpose group. It's not that it's such a huge group. It's that we do whatever people are feeling is important to them at the time in terms of environmental justice and peace. So over the years, we've worked on TIF issue. We've worked on homelessness, healthcare, affordable housing, and we have particularly working on the building of community around these issues. And the stewardship of space. We have a co-op, so if anybody's interested in looking at a place to live with other environmentalists, you can go to the website and learn about our co-op.
It's a living co-op.
Yeah, it's a house, and it's right across the street from Waters Garden. So if you're into organic community gardening and you want to be part of, live in the center of an activist, environmental, social justice and peace group, check out our co-op. It's pretty cool.